Welcome to my channel. My name is Leilani. You could also call me Lay, and today I'm going to do my first ever tier ranking video, which involves all the books that I've read from January 2020 to now June. So let's get into the categories I have. I'm gonna put this down here first. The graveyard, and we're gonna change the color to gray. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we have You Dropped This Queen. So these are the superior books, 5-star books, the books that I will definitely reread. We have On Your Left is a quote from Captain America saying to the Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Don't say it. Don't you say it. Left. Come on!
This is 4-star books or 5-star depending. And they weren't quite superior. They were almost there, but not. 'Twas Basic is You Were Average. That's it. You is a 3-star or could be lower. Well, it depends on if I remember the book or not.
You were the chosen one!
Anakin, you were the chosen one. This one should just scream at you as disappointed because Obi-Wan was so disappointed in his boy. Ooh. You know what? Bag that.
You know what? Bag that. Because I have a life too.
I just rewatched Gotta Kick It Up with my friends the other day, and this is a quote from the movie, and the movie is trash. So this is gonna be my, you know what, bag that, that's trash category. My freaking throat, my voice is going away for some reason. And then the last one is The Graveyard, which is reference to Yu-Gi-Oh! So if something or whatever dies, they send it to the graveyard, but it also could be resurrected. So these are my DNF books that I haven't finished and might pick up eventually. So let's get into it. So the first book is Ali Wong, Dear Girls. This is a nonfiction book, and it's Ali giving advice to her 2 little girls. And you know what? You Dropped This Queen because I enjoyed it. I listened to it as an audiobook, and I think it would be better to listen to it as an audiobook. But she gives her girls a lot of advice and like past experiences that she had. Some of them I could say are quite inappropriate. But you know what? Good for her for just putting herself out there. You know, opening everything. If you read it, she gets into it. You know what I'm saying? She's a little bit dirty. She's a dirty girl. All the Stars and Teeth is an adventure book. It's a YA fantasy book that involves pirates, mermaids, and magical thingies. I don't know. But I enjoyed it so much. So it's I rated it a 4-star book. And I'm gonna say it's an On Your Left because it's not quite there. And We Stay is a young adult book that was written back in like 2012, 2011, and you know what? Bag that. This book sucked. I'm gonna let you know that right now. It took me forever to read. It's less than 200 pages, I think. And one of the like tag quotes is like, handled with care. It was a gentle storytelling, blah, blah, blah. No, this was written so poorly. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, it's so insensitive at some parts. It's about a girl who goes to a boarding school after her boyfriend commits suicide at school, but it's presented as a school shooting type of thing, and then they bring up more triggering topics as it goes along, and it wasn't it. So it's trash. Broken is an adult romance book that is supposed to be steamy, and I read it back in like 2015, had it out of 4 stars. It is a romance series, and one of my goals this year was to complete the series. So I reread this book, which I originally had as 4 stars. And when I tell you that your taste can change. This shit was so disappointing. It involves a lot of triggering topics, which I guess I knew about. Like, I remembered some parts, but I was like, dude, it's physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, fucking everything you could think of type of thing. But it was disappointing because it went from a 4 to a 2-star book, and I was like, no, that's not it. I wouldn't recommend this series at all, if I'm going to be honest. Daisy Jones and the Six, I listened to as an audiobook. I talked about it in one of my reading vlogs. Listen to the audiobook. As an audiobook, I would give it a 5 stars, as in You Dropped This Queen, because it's set as an interview storytelling format, and there's a whole cast for each character, and I liked it as an audiobook. If I were to pick this up as a physical read, I would probably put it under basic, or I'd probably put it under graveyard, because I don't know if I would be able to read an interview style book like that. So I'm gonna put it under basic. I'm putting it under basic. That's what we're doing. Okay. Daughter of the Pirate Queen. No. King. The second one's Siren Queen. Okay. This book is a 4-star book, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, more than all the stars in Teeth. And the romance between the main characters, because it's like an enemies to lovers type of thing, pure gold. Okay, I love it. This is what I live for. I live for adventure. I live for freaking treasure hunts. I live for on the sea type of books, because these two right here were both traveling to different islands on the seas with pirates and sirens or mermaids. Okay, but it's, yes. And then Daughter of the Siren Queen is more superior than the King, for sure. Like, that ending, A+. Okay, we love. I would recommend reading. Dirty Little Secrets is a book I thought I would never ever read, like the topic. I mean, it's a YA book that was written back in like 2000, like 13, 12, I don't know. But it revolves around this girl and her mom. Her mom is a hoarder, so their house is disgusting, and she has never invited any friends over because she's super embarrassed, which is understandable. And I was gonna give it a 4-star because it turned out to be a mystery book, and you're trying to figure out what's gonna happen. So she wakes up one day, finds out that her mom is dead, but instead of doing the normal thing, calling the police, she comes up with this whole elaborate plan. It's not even a plan. She's a selfish person. This child is selfish as hell. And the ending brought that shit down to a 2. So this is an Anakin, you were the chosen one. And then I got disappointed so hard. I was so mad. I threw the book. I'm gonna let you know I threw the book. Eleanor, I DNF'd it at like page 5. I didn't care for the writing. So these 2 books right here are the rest of the Broken series, but I don't know. They're both called Famished, so it's part 1, part 2. I don't know which one's which. I'm gonna assume this one's part 2 though. And part 2 was better than Broken. So I'm gonna say 'twas basic. I can't tell you what the hell happened in this book, but I know it was better than Broken. But I know this one was trash. I gave that shit a 1 star. Should have just been a duology. That shit was, ugh. Oh my god. I don't know the series. I won't recommend it. Don't read it. Just don't. do it. Don't do what I did. I should have just stopped after book 1. But I was like, no, Leilani, you said you were going to read this for your goal. And I did. And I regret. Okay? Finding Yvonne, I read for a readathon because one of my favorite booktubers was reading it and she put it as her favorite. And I'm going to put it as disappointing because I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. It's either disappointing or was basic, but I'm going to put disappointing because I expected more. I just expected more and I didn't get it and it makes me sad. Geekerella is another Cinderella retelling and I live for Cinderella retellings. And I think I gave it a 4-star because it wasn't superior, but it wasn't, I would say it would be basic because it's a retelling of Cinderella, but I gave it a 4-star and I enjoyed it and I know I would reread it, so I'm going to put it on your left. You know, In an Instant is the first audiobook that I have listened to. It was in Kindle Unlimited, and this is like a mystery type of feeling. A family and some friends go out on a vacation or something during the winter time, and something happens where their truck falls over a cliff into the snow and the main character dies. So the rest of the book is her perspective as she's following around other characters throughout the book. So the first part is during the storm and all the drama and stuff that happens, and the second part is following the aftermath of her death. And this shit, I'm gonna put it on your left because I think I would recommend this book to people. Like, this one's hard-hitting. I would say do it. Ivy, Homeless in San Francisco. I DNF'd it a few pages in. I didn't care for the writing style and I probably won't pick it up, even though I said I was probably going to pick it up. I'm be honest, it wasn't it for me. Killjoys is a graphic novel written by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, Gerard Way, and it was basic. For me, as a graphic novel, if I didn't know the album Danger Days, and if I didn't know a little bit of Gerard Way's like backstory to writing, I would say I would be disappointed. But I would say it's also basic because I feel like they could have added more to the story. But yeah, it was basic. I have a review on it. If you would like to check it out, go for it. If you hear kids in the background, it's because they're yelling. The Last Lecture is a book that I've talked about. It is also a nonfiction book. Also another nonfiction book that gives advice. And I think it turns out I like advice. So you know what? You dropped that, queen, because I know I gave it a 5-star. I listened to it as an audiobook. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think this is Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac. Was I disappointed in it or was it trash? Oh, I didn't graveyard it. I'm gonna put it as trash because I'm gonna be honest with you, I cannot tell you what the hell happened in this book. So it's a forgettable book. Am I being too mean? Probably. It's fine. My favorite half-night stand is an adult romance that I marked as a 3-star because it was basic. But I did like it, but it was basic. The romance is lovely. It is, what is this one? I read a lot of romance recently. It's basically her and her friend, they get it on. They do, you know what I'm saying? And they sign up for like a wannabe Tinder thing because they're gonna go to some conference, and apparently they need a date, and it turns out they're in love with each other, but they're still like talking to other people. And then she basically catfishes her friend, but it was a joke at first until like she started spilling out feelings, and it's a whole, you know what, I recommend reading it. It was basic. It would be on your, yeah, I'm gonna say it's like up top towards basic, almost on your left. I would recommend reading this. Passing is a book I read for my class, and it is about, I guess we could call them friends. I don't think they were friends, but back in the day, these two females, both African Americans, used to know each other. One can pass off as white because her skin is lighter, and she leaves her hometown, and she does that. She forgets her culture and her heritage, and she pretends that she is white. A few years later on, it's a surprise meetup, and she is now married to this rich white guy who is a racist. And she sees her old friend, and her friend's like, what is happening? You are trash. And there's a lot of betrayal that happens, I suppose. It's a lot of questioning your identity. I forgot what year this book came out as. And I think the concept of the book is something that needs to be talked about. So I like the concept. How it's executed is a whole different story. So I want to either go to 'Twas Basic or Disappointed, because it was the chosen one. Like, it could do better. But I'll probably reread it because there's a book that just came out that has similar topics, but I think it's two sisters and one's lighter skinned and she's passing for white. So I want to read that book too. This is Ralph Hall. It is Disproportionate Marries. It is a poetry book. He is a former foster youth who talks about his experiences in care, but then also in points of views of other people's, I believe. I'm going to do as 'Twas Basic, and I'm going to do it before this. Family's just going to be, if we had to rank that way, there. Precious, also known as Push. This is also a movie. I gave it 2-star, and I'm gonna say I was disappointed because it started off promising, and then when we get to the second half of the book, it gets repetitive, and I hated the ending so much. As a movie, I still haven't seen it, but I think the ending would be shown better as like a movie. So I'm gonna put it as you were the chosen one, but you have disappointed me. Okay. Red, white, and royal blue. You dropped this, queen. This is the first read that I had this year, and I gave it a 5-star, and I'm sticking with that 5-star. So yeah, I would. Is this YA romance? I don't know if I think it's a YA romance. Male romance between a prince and a politician's son, and there's a lot of banter and a lot of tension. Maybe it's on your left. The communications between some of the characters I didn't like, but I'm gonna do You Drop This, Queen because I enjoyed it, and I know I'm gonna reread it. I would also suggest, if you like romance books and you like LGBTQIA, pick it up, try it out. I think you would like it. A Season in Hell. Okay, so if this was an audiobook, I think I would have enjoyed it more. It's written as, kind of reminds me of Hamlet, right? So it's kind of a lot of tension and a lot of in-your-face type of feelings. But also the writing of Hamlet irritates me, so it kind of disappoints me. It's going to be under disappointment. I think I gave it a 3 stars, so like it's a basic poetry book. And I think it would be better if you and like a friend would, I don't know, like talk about it. But since I just read them and no discussions, I'm gonna put under disappointment. Ooh, Shadow of the Fox. It's almost a 5 star. It's almost a 5 star. Some shit I was like, but it's gonna be right there because my friend just gave me the second book and I'm excited. So I would recommend these 3 right here. Bam, read them. Teachers Are Heroes, DNF. I am moving it to the graveyard and I'm probably not going to pick it up. This is about a former foster youth who talks about his experience of having a teacher who believed in him, but the writing style isn't for me. And I think this book is really only directed towards those who are going to teach, because it's stating facts of like, this is why kids think you could be heroes or some shit like that. The Bad Seed is going to be twas basic. It is a child's book, we know this. But if you know the channel Dad How Do I, he is starting a thing where he will read a children's book for those viewers who have kids. And he read this one last week, and you know what? I think it's cute. I'm gonna put it on twas basic. The Boat is a fucking you drop this queen. This is an animated graphic telling of a girl who is coming across seas from, I think, China. And the visuals and audios of this is so good. I'll put the link down below if you want to see it. I don't want to spoil anything, and I recommend this one highly. So you know what? I'm going to put The Boat before everybody else because superior. The Hating Game is another adult romance, okay? And I'm going to put it before everybody because it's here. You know, maybe, you know, I gave it a 3 stars. I'll put it under twas basic because it's a work romance, and I think those can get played out a lot. But the banter between these two people is superb. And I love it. The main character, the dude, can get it. The other people is a disappointment, okay? I don't even want to talk about it. It's in a reading vlog. It's a thriller mystery book? No. The Yellow Wallpaper is a classic horror book where this lady is locked up in her room and she has yellow wallpaper, and she slowly starts going insane. And you know what? The concept of the book is creepy. How some of the lines are describing the wallpaper. You know, it makes you have to think twice and make sure there's no demon in your room. But some of the stuff, I'm going to put it as basic because it wasn't over the top there. Whiskey Words in a Shovel is Bag That. You know what? Bag that because trash. I didn't care for it. I think I gave it a 1 or 2 star book. Star. What? Dun, dun, dun. I gave it a 1 or 2 star. It's trash. I didn't care for it. You Are Not Alone. I finished it, so it's not going in the graveyard. It's a 3 star book. I'm not going to say I was disappointed because it wasn't something I was looking forward to. Or not, like, there was nothing to be excited about. I was like, oh, I'm going to read it. So it is under basic or trash. Basic. It's basic trash. I'll do basic for right now. Maybe my thoughts will change, but this is my rankings. Let me see if I'll change anything. Dun, 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 dun. You know what? This will probably go like right there. Yeah, this is the no, this is so bad. All right, yeah, this is my ranking. Hope you enjoyed. If there's any book recommendations you want to give me, especially those that involve adventuring, so like anything with pirates, mermaids, sirens, whatever. Also anything that's kind of like Shadow and the Fox, I'm down for. I'm also looking for romance recommendations. But this is it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Live your best life. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.